to Degraman. We are here. We are back. We're trying to go for castle. Alright? Castle. Remain steady. Focus. Castle. Castle only. After that train ride, things have been awkwardly quiet between us. It seems Castle was also uncomfortable. Vincent just looks bored and deathly tired, although maybe it just appears that way. A strange company continues onto a business center, which is connected to the subway. Fighting against a current of office fish, Vincent uses some sort of key card to get us through a turnstile. These two definitely aren't ordinary blokes. If they were, how would they have access to this place? Vincent suddenly stops and begins to unlock the door at the end of the hallway. So this is a different hallway. It looks much homier. Considering how unremarkable it looks, I might have mistaken it for a broom closet, confused by everything I blurred out. Guys, don't tell me this is all some elaborate scheme. Okay, I already read this part, but I guess it's because we're going to a different route. Clearly irritated, Vincent snorts, then opens the door. And the sight that opens before me is vastly different from what I had been expecting. Welcome? What is he saying? Outcome? I don't know. To where exactly? Before Vincent can finish his sentence, Castle slaps his hand over his mouth. Alright, chapter 2. I still can't skip. The corridor looks vaguely familiar. Absolutely fascinated, I slip inside to examine the two lines of color, each of them identical and spaced at exactly the same distance from one another. Glancing both ways, I realize that I can't see either end as the corridor turns and disappears in each direction. Hello, my hopeless Michigo! Excuse you! I hear a hoarse yet pleasantly velvet-tinged voice behind me and I spin around. Hello, scientist man. There's an unusual man in the corridor with Vincent, Castle, and myself, and he has a very unusual appearance. Will you come inside? He knows my name, which raises several questions, but even more questions arise when I enter the room. The view from the window startles me so much that I dash over to it in an attempt to comprehend what I see. The terrain, the weather, the ground, everything is completely different. There's no way this is a view from the business center. Need to verify the authenticity. I hate that word. Of what is now happening, fling open the window and I'm met with a fresh breeze. I thrust my hand out into the open air to confirm that we're indeed high up, that this is real, or at least down close to it. Tearing myself in the unbelievable sight, I began to glance about the room. It appears to be a study of some sort, a very roomy and extravagant study with designer pieces decorated here and there. The man follows after me, then leans against the table and crosses his legs. My name is Ein. It's nice to meet you. That said, why don't we skip the formalities? I take it you already know my name. And I take it you've already gleaned much more than that. Ein smiles, but I can tell by the look on his face that he won't say how he knows who I am. At least not yet. Let's see if I can get him to talk. I think something amazing is happening to me. And this office, this view. Not knowing what the man expects of me, I try to carefully choose my words, but they end up coming out fragile and weak. Ein smiles politely once again, and I get so excited that my mouth goes dry. My girl in this round is quite adorable, but like, what is this view though? That corridor, something is wrong with it too, isn't there? One could say that. Would you like to see it for yourself? Wouldn't that be dangerous? I mean, Vincent and Castle were just hurrying me through. You're completely safe here, so you may relax. I immediately sit down in a chair and pull out my phone. First things first, I need to text my mom. With my cell phone, I glance at the time. Shouldn't it be 7 in the evening? Missed calls 24, messages 67. Let's find the last message from my mom. Where are you, my chickadee? Answer me. Don't make me wait. I'm starting to imagine things. I'm worried. I can't believe it. You're ignoring me. You exchanged me for some strange man. Well, why don't you live with him now? Let him feed you, dress you, and kiss you on the forehead before I bed. I should probably write back. Swamp with kitties at the university don't know when I'll be home. And she immediately replies, are you going to tell me the real reason you're missing? But before I can react to her message, the phone starts to ring. Hello? Yes, I'm alive and healthy, and surrounded by a bunch of kitties right now. I'll head right home as soon as I'm done kissing them all goodnight. Before my mother can finish shouting, I hang up. Ugh, I don't even know what's happening to me, and now mom is demanding a reasonable explanation for where I am. Imagine she's like at the shelter and it's like, you're volunteering, huh? And if I even hint at what's really going on, she demand that I come home this instant. Ein, who is now sitting at the desk, has been watching me intently intently this entire time. So you're honestly telling me that it's okay to check out the hallway all by myself? Of course, I would highly recommend it. Well, I don't need much convincing. I'm determined to figure things out. And so I walk back out into the hallway. I just want to be sure what I see here doesn't connect to what I see in his study. And there is indeed another door that looks like it's open, looks like it opens into the office. But when I look inside the study again, there's just a painted wall where the door should be. Incredible. Just to be sure, I try opening the door, but it's locked. And it seems Vincent and Castle are now gone. They probably went through one of the other doors. Apparently they were tasked with bringing me here. I wonder if I'll see them again. Once again, I peek into the room overlooking the construction site, then look at Ein. It's like a sixth dimension, right? If you really stretch it, perhaps. I lean back against the wall and feel myself tense up. Something else here isn't quite right. My phone rings again and I quickly hang it up, but then it dawns on me the time changed. If Mom is able to call me here, then that means I have a network connection, which also means I can check my location. Yes, the GPS works. This seems like I am on the route I picked in my demo, but not quite. Skimming the map, it seems I'm on the outskirts of a city. It's not the one I live in, though. Then it immediately occurs to me why the office is filled with daylight, despite us having entered the business center as if it was growing dark. We're in a different time zone. Unbelievable. I wonder what the GPS will show in the hallway. Again, I walk back out into the corridor, then check my phone. The GPS loses its signal and the time isn't showing anymore, but it looks like the network is still available. But with delight, I involuntarily turn to Ein, who simply responds with a polite grin. How is this possible? You'll be asking that question a lot. Okay, can we wait for him? We both stare expectantly at each other. After a few minutes like this, he shrugs. I believe we're now sufficiently acquainted. Just staring at each other. But what was the point of showing me that corridor? To elicit a spark in you. One that should erupt into a flame. Gazing thoughtfully to the side, Ein answers as if he were talking to someone else. The boys are waiting for you. His attention has entirely shifted from me now. It's almost like he's in some other dimension. Ein leaves the study and opens a door for me, then ushers me into a room across the hall. Have a good evening. At least as good of one as possible. I'm so confused at what I see when I glance through the door that I need to be practically dragged inside. Wait, what? That I need to be practically dragged inside. I'm instantly blasted with music the moment I enter the room. It's odd that I was unable to hear from the corridor in Ein's study. The dimly lit room is filled with smoky haze, which is attenuated by sparsely placed spotlights. The music suddenly stops and a warm, lively voice calls out from the awkward silence. Hello, Michiko. It's nice to meet you. I'm Ryu. Ryu takes my hand and pulls me into the room, leading me along while holding on tight. The floor is strangely soft, and I almost lose my footing as I'm pulled forward, but a small yet strong hand holds me steady. I can't help but stare at this friendly man. Compared to everyone else I've met thus far, he seems so unique and bright, and has a perfect combination of Asian and European features. Yeah, this girl in this route is very into looking at everybody, and because she's not like, you know, angry and mad like my other previous girl, with absolutely flawless skin. Ryu beams cheerfully, a whole spectrum of pleasant emotions radiating from his lively face. You're just in time, we will be here soon. Those scoundrels weren't looking after you at all, were they? Oh yes, then this news pleases me greatly. I've been absolutely famished. Naturally and assuredly, Ryu holds my hand firmly as he leads me through the absolutely immense room. I want to pull free, but he's so friendly. It almost feels like we've known each other forever. I sneak a look around as we go. Another man reclines on the floor in what looks like to be an extremely uncomfortable position. He's drawing something in a sketchbook and there are pencils laying on the floor next to him. Wow, he's practically a living pincushion. This is Victor. Please be respectful and only call him that, not Vic or Vicky or anything of the like. It's very nice to meet you. I'm happy to see we finally have a beauty around these parts. Judging by the tone of his voice, I don't think he's trying to flatter me. No, he definitely sounds sincere. Flustered, I mumble an incoherent reply. That's the first time I've ever been complimented despite looking like a crazy cat lady. You can plop down anywhere, by the way. Ryu immediately takes his own advice and sits. I still can't skip, which is weird. Following his cue, I modestly settle down beside him and begin looking around. But I guess it's because it's actually new content. Having already grown accustomed to the darkness and disorienting flashing in the spotlights, I begin to take in the details of the room. Other than the two men I've already met, there are several others I haven't. And to be honest, they're all incredibly handsome. It's as if these strange men were flowers in a garden. Flowers that I can't help admiring. Ah, and there's the source of the fragrant vapors. The flashy man notices me staring, then blows a lady's kiss my way. The genie is Ragnar. If you keep your hands off his hookah, you're sure to be good friends. To you, I am a pirate, and my greatest treasure is my heart, which is full of love. Now, just wait a minute. How can he make such intricately shaped clouds out of smoke, simple smoke alone? That lifeless lump over there is Sebastian. Not only is he a dancer, but a crab too. He was a dancer? I do not remember that detail. But a head of hair is like something you'd see in a shampoo commercial. Oddly enough, sleeping face down on a pillow doesn't spoil his appearance at all. Sebastian. His muffled voice is gentle and quiet, yet strangely beautiful. Realizing that I am unable to hear him, he stands up and ambles towards me like an elf treading snow, then lays down by my side. And Basti. Clearly in Ryu's less than sufficient introduction, Basti proceeds to introduce himself again before pinching him. Unfazed, Ryu continues on, and that's Mark, but you'd be wise to leave him alone. He's pretty cranky, and that's not even mentioning the Nostradamus complex he has. Mark is totally off the mark now. I'm so mad. We didn't know anything about this man, and I probably won't. Because, castle only. 1 in 12, the words fill the room with a chill despite its warm atmosphere from just a moment ago. Don't worry about remembering those idiots' names, they'll all be kicking the bucket sooner or later. You weren't wrong about Basti. And Ryu and me and everybody else. A familiar voice. Ah, and here's the handsome Vince Wings. Man-child, stop calling me that stupid name. Viscas, the plum-eyed and protein-eating monsters have arrived. Here, kitty kitty. Vincent throws a pillow at Ryu, knocking him onto his backside. Castle Vincent's faithful companion simply shrugs, and I notice him holding several bags of takeout food. Despite the whatever that word is shift, the hierarchy of my needs remain unchanged. Sure, knowledge and adventure is grand, but I prefer they be accompanied by a non-rumbling tummy. I need sustenance. Vincent and Castle settle down next to us while Ryu begins to eagerly unpack the food. It's a tradition of ours to greet new arrivals with food and party. Okay, I could skip that. I have been hovering on the skip button that you guys cannot see. Ew, don't even think about sharing food with that living trash can. Ryu doesn't waste any time, inhaling his food in 2 large gulps. He then turns to me without missing a beat. Like a predator, Ragnar leaves his hookah behind and creeps in closer before leaping into a bag and confiscating a box of pizza. Mark is sitting behind us, rustling through a package of licorice jelly beans. Oh, while Sebastian nibbles on a carrot next to me. He looks just like a little bunny with those gentle eyes. Victor keeps glancing at me with a sharp and penetrating gaze. It looks like he's sketching something with a pencil. That's why I noticed Vincent glaring at the booty of food boxes sitting right next to Cass. Then at Ryu, who continues to inhale his food with the speed incapable of a normal human being. We're so awesome. We have superpowers. We slay monsters, and you're even awesomer. Then suddenly, and with supernatural dexterity, he gently pops a chunk of stir-fry into my mouth. Eat! You need lots of energy. Do you watch superhero movies? I hurriedly swallow so I can respond, but when I open my mouth again, Ryu shoves a piece of sushi into it. We're so much cooler than those characters. Check this out. Alright, so, okay. We got up to that part. Alright, nice. I was about to say, there has to be an option for me to start skipping. Well, not exactly. My first instinct is to try and cover myself, but it's not like the others are hiding themselves from Victor's gaze. Besides, would my hand even be able to block his x-ray vision? Whatever the case, it's too late now. He's already seen and drawn everything. I don't want the drawing. It's a little weird. You can keep it, I guess. Get the drawing back. I don't need any reminders of how Victor sees me. I quickly hand the drawing back to him and he casually accepts. I now find myself sitting quietly on a mattress on the floor, feeling absolutely stunned by the present situation, and it seems the guys are starting to gather around me again. Don't worry, I only show my drawings to those I've drawn. I just don't know how to process the fact that you can see me in, that way. I can control it, Then don't use it on me again. Ever, okay? If it bothers you that much, then okay. Staring into Victor's eyes right now, it feels incredibly uncomfortable. If there's anything you don't understand about Ein's explanations, we can try to help. I don't know what it is, but Victor instills these strange and conflicting feelings within me. There's something off about him, creepy even, and his piercing gaze doesn't help his attractiveness at all. Oh, you got negative charm right now. But despite all of that, inexplicably, illogically, I feel like I can trust him. Never mind. His charm's down, but the trust is still stationary. Well, the explainable's nothing. Lucky for you. I finally going to get an explanation here. I begin ordering my thoughts. Maybe I should start from the beginning. This is where we are going to stop for today's episode. I like this route much better. Just because we know a little bit more now, so we can't fuck up as much. And my girl here is more calmed down compared to my sassy, intense, sketchy little character in the very beginning. But thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.